Welcome to this e-learning video. How to set up the filling cutter. Warning: read and fully understand the operators, maintenance and safety manuals before using or servicing this machine. Failure to follow operating, maintenance or safety instructions could result in serious injury. To place new or sharpened blades on the cutter, you will need the following gauges and tools: a setting gauge and the stroke setting gauge, a set of Allen keys, a flat screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, number 7 flat spanner, the pressure screw, the extension cable, and the measuring dial. First, the user has to power down the machine. Now the user can remove the clamp, if a clamp is mounted. Disconnect the filling cutter cable and connect the extension cable. Place the setting gauge over the crossbeam and tighten firmly the hand screw. Remove the cutter by loosening the holding bolt. Remove the bolt from the cutter and place the cutter on the setting gauge by using the removed holding bolt. Remove the fixed and movable blunt cutter blades. Loosen the 2 set screws and move the cutter blade holder up. Then tighten 1 screw. Because the cutter is only moving a short stroke, it is recommended to turn a few turns on the motor shaft. This is done so the grease of the bearings will go round the balls inside the bearing and the shaft will not be in the same position as before. Thus the longer lifetime of the motor can be obtained. Be careful not to lose the pressure piece inside the movable cutter blade holder. Loosen the 2 bolt of the stroke limiter so it can move freely. Place new or sharpened cutter blades back. Now switch the power on and wait until the green lamp stops blinking. And push the power on button. Activate the adjustment procedure by pressing following buttons: hamburger button, machine settings, test page, cutter test, adjust cutter, start procedure. Place the stroke setting gauge between the cutter blades and turn in the wing bolt a few turns. Push the stroke limiter up and tighten the 2 bolts. As you can see, there are 2 holes in the gauge for setting the stroke. One hole is for a machine with mechanical tucking in, and the other one is for no mechanical tucking in. Remove the stroke setting gauge and put the wing bolt back. Now place the dial gauge on the top of the movable cutter blade. Make sure that the feeler of the dial is touching the blade and still can go up. Place the pressure screw in the foreseen opening. This is to remove the play on the shaft. Turn the screw in clockwise until the end and return 1/4 of a revolution anti-clockwise. Start turning the wing bolt clockwise. You will see that the indicator is going clockwise. If not, lose the wing bolt a few turns and press down the movable blade. And now start turning the wing bolt clockwise. On a certain moment, the indicator will move counterclockwise. This is the moment the movable blade will touch the fixed blade. Once this point of change is found, stop turning. Attention! The value can of course be different than the value in this video. Lose the dial and change it to the direction of the wing bolt. Make contact with the blade, but make sure that the feeler of the dial still can go up. Set the dial to 0. Turn in the wing bolt until 0.03 mm for normal filling yarns and 0.04 for heavier filling yarns. Tighten the 2 set screws. Keep the scissor open while doing this. Now you can remove the wing bolt and the setting screw. Now place the dial on the sole of the cutter blade. Make sure that the feeler of the dial can go up and is touching the blade. Make sure that the dial is not touching the fixed blade. Put the dial on 0. Loosen the 2 screws of the fixed cutter blade. The deviation must be in between 0.03 and 0.06 mm. If not in the limits, you have to restart the height setting. Tighten the 2 screws again. You will see that the dial goes back to 0. If not, restart the procedure. Remove the dial. Switch off the adjust cutter and do a quick cutter check. Do a test on 3 places: bottom, middle, and tip. Check the cutting edge on the yarn. If this would not be a clean cut, it could mean that the blades aren't sharpened correctly, or the cutter tension is not okay. In this case, restart the procedure. Remove the cutter from the setting gauge. Place the cutter back on the machine. Switch off the machine. Remove the extension cable and reconnect the scissors with the machine. Remount the clamp if clamp was mounted. Be careful with the spring washers, put the hollow sides facing each other. Place the gauges back on the setting gauge and remove the complete gauge. Switch the machine back on. Wait until the green light stops blinking and power on the machine. Now you are able to start the machine again. Check the cutter edges if fine-tuning of the cutter or clamp position would be necessary. Thank you for watching this e-learning video.